Hello again, I am Blunty, and to my regular viewers, sorry for so many Minecraft videos in a row, that wasn't the plan. I do have other stuff I need to talk about, but things just fell into place this way for today, so if you're not into Minecraft and you're not interested in my video game vids, then, feel free to move along, or stick around and watch. You might just learn something interesting anyway. And you regulars will also know that almost exactly a month ago I popped up a video with a little story about how, after many years, I was ready to jump into Minecraft and give it a go. I, intending to play from my couch comfortably up on my big TV, was debating over whether or not to wait for the PlayStation 4 version, which was then impending, and which obviously has been designed from end to end for couch play and controller support, or I could go for the PC route and just deal with the more awkward setup that would require, then get the benefits that the PC version brings over the console version. Predictably enough, I got a ton of feedback, some very useful, thank you guys for that, and some was just confusing and some just made the decision even harder. But I decided in the end to try both and to make a more personally informed decision once the PlayStation 4 version came out. So I snapped up the PC version, which I've been de-noobing myself with over the last 3 weeks or so. Some of which I've been streaming on Twitch and some of which I've popped up here on YouTube. And all of which has been pretty fun, actually. Now, if you are a Minecraft fan, or perhaps someone new ready to sink your teeth into a game that has been successful beyond anyone's expectations, well, the last couple of days have been a big pile of candy treats. For PC players, version 1.8 finally went gold about a day ago, after 300 days in production, the longest gap between version updates there's ever been, and it introduced a whole pile of nifty stuff, and I've been enjoying that very much too. But I'll leave breaking down what the update entails to far more experienced Minecrafters. But today, in fact just a handful of hours ago, the highly anticipated PlayStation 4 version appeared on the PSN store, and the Xbox One and Vita versions should be hitting their stores very soon too, if you happen to live on that side of the hardware fence. So anyway, I snatched it up immediately, having already had some PSN credits sitting in my account in preparation for this day, and booted it up to see if the console version's siren song was any more powerful than my PC world. And if you've not clued in already, it is of course the PlayStation 4 version that you've been seeing here. Now of course this isn't a full-on review, clearly I have not had enough time with it for that, so we'll call it a first impression review, and a comparison to the PC version I've already been experiencing. And I know for a fact there are lots of you out there dealing with the same kind of decision I've been making about Minecraft. So, as a Minecraft newbie, 3 weeks fresh into the PC game, what are my first impressions of the PlayStation 4 version? Well, while I've never actually played the much more limited previous generation console versions, I have watched a lot of Let's Plays and streams and stuff of other people using those versions, and the interface here on the PS4 is next to identical, it seems. It's got the same fast crafting interface, so there's no need to try and remember all the crafting recipes, or keep a wiki open in a browser nearby, and this is both a good and a bad thing. On the one hand, it makes things much faster and easier. On the other hand, it makes things much faster and easier. It takes away much of the fun of discovery of what you can and can't make and how and with what materials, a process I'm still going through on the PC. But here, it's all laid out for you, even the stuff you don't have the materials to craft yet. And I think that just selecting stuff from drop-down lists instead of manually crafting them takes a little something away from the Minecraft experience. Not everyone's going to agree with that. Some people like the easy crafting. The controls are very similar to the control layout and options of the existing console versions on 360 and PlayStation 3, but the game itself is much higher resolution, of course, and it is noticeably smoother and crisper. Generating and rendering chunks of the world is also much faster, as you'd expect. But the biggest upgrade from the old console versions is the size of the world. Now, back on the PC, it's effectively, but not literally, infinite worlds. It would take you a very long time to find the edges of a normally generated world in Minecraft. On the 360 and PlayStation 3 versions, the world had hard limits, and was in fact pretty small. I've heard you could run from end to end of the map in just a handful of minutes. On the PlayStation 4, there is still a hard limit on the worlds. They are of finite dimension. And my understanding is this isn't a matter of raw processing power, the PlayStation 4 certainly has enough of that, but instead it's a matter of the disk space required to save these enormous worlds, as both the consoles have enforced limits on how big any game's save file is permitted to grow. In any case, the new gen console Minecraft version is vastly larger, even flying at max speed in creative mode way above the world. It took me quite some time to fly from edge to edge, so I think people who were frustrated by the 360 and PlayStation 3 world size and inherent game resource limitations therein should be quite happy here. Loads of room to explore and build, and more importantly, loads more materials and resources to mine with which to build. And just on the old versions again, there is actually a function built into this where you can bring your saves over. So if you have been playing on the PlayStation 3, you can bring your world with you. Be warned though, it's a one-way trip. You can't go back to the PlayStation 3 afterwards. But of course, the PC version is, as I said, for all practical purposes, infinite. The regular suite of console DLC type stuff is here too, player skin packs and world texture packs, the latter of which you're free to test out before buying, the only limitation being that you can't save any work you do while using a trial texture pack. And this is in fact exactly how they worked on the old console versions. Now the PC wins here too. Not only are there astronomically more options for texture packs, but they're usually free, having been made by the community itself. Player skins too. Endless free choices, and you can even do as I did and simply paint your own in an image editor and upload it into your own game. Now for me, these points are not really that vital. Sure, it's really cool to be able to do, and yeah, I love my custom player skin I made, and I've even been sent a few skins from fans, which is fun, but that doesn't really affect the amount of fun the game is, does it? Same goes for texture packs. I'm still using the default texture as I learn my way around the PC game, and while there are some truly gobsmackingly beautiful texture packs out there, they are really just coats of paint over the same pile of fun. Mods, which can significantly change the type of game Minecraft is, and community servers are another matter. One I've not swam into as yet, so I can't really comment much, but suffice to say, on the PlayStation 4, you're swimming in a pool of other PlayStation 4 players only when it comes to multiplayer. And you won't be messing with mods, you'll be swimming in the standard, what they call the vanilla Minecraft pool. Whether or not this is important will depend entirely on the player. For me, I like knowing that the PC version has a mountain of possibilities waiting for me if and when I'm ever ready to try them. At the same time, and I said this in my original video I think, the inherent limits of the PlayStation 4 version when it comes to servers and mods and skins and textures and all that can also be a good thing. It can prevent you from getting way too sidetracked by all of that stuff, keeping you more focused on the game itself and just, having fun. And as every artist worth their salt will tell you, limitations are vital for thinking creatively. It's also a fact that the console versions have outsold the PC version, and have been doing so for quite some time now. So, while the PC community may seem way more active, the console community is actually larger. Anyway, on first blush, the PlayStation 4 version in its own rights is very, very solid, plays nicely, has all the most vital Minecrafty stuff, it controls well, even if I still am far clumsier than I am with the keyboard and mouse on the PC version, of course. That is not an insurmountable issue by any means, but some people really hate playing first-person stuff with thumbsticks. I don't. I'm fine with it. But whatever. It's a personal issue. But most importantly, even this early on, I can feel that familiar Minecraft fun factor ticking away underneath the hood. But the question will always have to roll back to this. Will I move my playtime here to the PlayStation 4, where it's unquestionably vastly easier, simpler, and much more comfortable to play from my couch at a moment's notice? No setup or fiddling around or balancing keyboards and setting up mice and all that kind of stuff. And even here on the PlayStation 4, I can easily play from my bed or anywhere else in my home, thanks to the remote play functionality on my Vita. Or do I stick with the admittedly more awkward but indisputably richer experience of the PC version? Well, I may actually actively go forward with both. I mean, splitting my time between two completely separate Minecraft worlds, I don't know whether I want to do that. The PC version for some quick and easy fun, perhaps maybe play it more Survivor style, while my world on the PC keeps growing as I play and experiment and gather and build, and leave myself open to perhaps having a server of my own, or drop into viewer worlds on their servers. There's just so much to do. I'm still trying to make up my mind, and I need to sink more time into the PlayStation 4 version before I call it, obviously, but my early inkling is I'll still spend more time on the PC, but I doubt I'll ever regret buying the PlayStation 4 version straight away and having it sitting there waiting for me. So if you're trying to make up your own mind, well, Good luck. It's a surprisingly complex and tricky decision. Either way, I am personally very glad I decided to sink my teeth into Minecraft at last after all these years. I now have a crystal clear understanding on why so many millions find it so enthralling and so enjoyable. It really is a fantastic game. Absolutely worth giving a go if you haven't already. Trial versions are sitting there waiting for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this has been useful or entertaining or informative or moderately helpful in some way. I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.